Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question to the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Thanks for joining us on the Coffee Ann program here on ON Radio. It is Tuesday morning. It's the 1st of October in the year 2024. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan. Linda Tebow is with us. Good morning to you, Linda.
Good morning.
And Ed Carew from the Carew Investment Group is here. Good morning, Ed.
Hello there.
Nice to have both of you here with us. Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240. Ed, time for our first message from the Carew Investment Group.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Good morning, everyone. At the Carew Investment Group, we have some simple advice about investing. The truth is, there is no simple advice about investing. The old days of financial uptrends and downtrends lasting for days, weeks, and months are long gone. Sometimes trends last for only part of a day before changing direction. And investing is not an activity for those who can't take the time to study each twist and turn for the opportunity that it truly presents. Since 1987, we've seen them all, and we'll invest for you the same way we invest for ourselves, carefully, very carefully. And it won't cost you a nickel to talk about it with us, so give us a call at 765-8880. Our office is conveniently located at 2190 Mendon Road, Suite 3 in Cumberland, Rhode Island. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Thanks, Ed. Well, quarter three is done, correct?
Yes, sir. It ended yesterday.
That's right. Now quarter four starts today, going to the end of the year.
Yep.
So we can say bye to the September doldrums, right?
Yeah, September turned out to be a decent month.
Decent month? Okay.
Yeah, it was a positive month, except for that first few days of the month where we had a month's worth of correction in 2 days.
Yep.
We battled back and closed positive for the month.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear. So, all right. So hopefully we're on an upward trend through the last quarter of the year here. So.
We got to get through the next few weeks.
Yeah.
October first few weeks are usually a little iffy.
Okay. Yeah. Well, they'll be happier when Halloween is here and
Absolutely.
Everyone's eating
right,
candy bars
Candy
and
bars.
they're very happy.
Well, that's what I always say. In the stock market, October is the month of Halloween. You never know what to expect.
Trick or treat.
Could be scary, right?
It's one or the other.
Will the strike, the longshoreman strike?
Well, not immediately, but if it lasts long enough, it will, because it can affect retail especially.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
The sale of things. If it lasts real long, who knows what kind of stuff you'll be able to purchase for Christmas.
Yeah, and that's what they're real concerned about that right now. Mm-hmm. And retailers want that early Christmas sales, and we mean now. Have you been to Stop and Shop? You can buy eggnog.
Really?
Yes.
No, I was going there this afternoon, so.
Take a look at one of the.
I will.
It was one of the. Well, every Stop and Shop is different, but the one I go to is in one of those stand-up freezers on an end cap.
On the end cap.
So look for that. Yeah. Look for that one, and different kinds. So there you go. But you can't buy it now and save it.
No, drink it.
I know it won't. I'll get it now because the price is low.
Yeah.
But if you hang on to it the next couple of months, it'll go bad.
There are, there's already like Halloween candy, Christmas. Some
Yes.
stores have Christmas
Lowe's has got their Christmas trees out
already.
So there you go. Well, it happens every year.
One thing at a time, people.
Better run down and buy one.
That's right.
But it run out.
Yeah.
All right, so something's going on. Something's in the water because over the weekend on Sunday we had 3 deaths in the entertainment industry. Okay, there was John Ashton. You might know him from the Beverly Hills Cops movies. Mm-hmm. He played Judge Reinhold's partner. He was Taggart, and then
right,
we had Drake Hogenston, who is a soap opera actor. He was on Days of Our Lives for almost 40 years. He passes away, and then Chris Christopherson passed away on Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, in his home in Maui. And then yesterday,
Pete Rose.
we had 2 sports guys.
Yeah.
Dikembe Mutombo.
You're right.
He was an NBA All-Star, and then Pete Rose.
Pete
passed
Rose,
away
I saw that
yesterday. So
Pete Rose.
I can get up on my soapbox now. Ready?
Yeah. May they all
He-
rest in peace.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
But he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Who, Pete Rose?
Absolutely.
I know,
yes.
but Yeah, I know. He was so good, and then he's remembered
He's the all-time
by.
hit leader.
I know, and he's remembered
Well, for his gambling.
for his gambling.
I know, but what's ironic though is you can now
You can
bet on
gamble
you
now.
can you can bet on baseball games now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And now I'm thinking, as soon as baseball said, okay, but gambling's okay, well, gambling's legal now, they should have said, and we're lifting the lifetime ban
Yeah.
on Pete Rose.
Yeah.
It's been long enough. The ban came in 1989.
Right.
oh.
It's still in place. Well, it said it was going to be a lifetime ban, and now it is.
Yeah.
Well, but it still shouldn't have taken away what he accomplished as a
Well,
a
that's
ball
right.
player.
And every
Because he was-
time
yeah.
like the Cincinnati Reds or the Philadelphia Phillies wanted to do something, anniversary teams. Okay, it's been 30 years
Yeah.
since the '75 World Series. Let's have everybody back. That they had to go ask Major League Baseball, can we bring in Pete Rose? And they had to get special permission. Now, Major League Baseball, to their credit, always said okay.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, he could be there for this one-day thing.
Mm.
We have special dispensation and things like that. So they said okay, and so he could come back for that. And but Dave and I argued about this earlier. But yesterday, I thought the height of hypocrisy. Ready?
Mm.
Major League Baseball came out with a statement yesterday with condolences
oh
to
yeah,
the family.
yeah,
Because he had a lot of grit and determination. Nothing about his hit record.
no,
But we're sorry about the passing of Pete Rose. Now I say, now they're going to put him in the Hall of Fame now. I don't know when, but it's going to come up next summer. Maybe might be a little early, but next 2, 3, 5, 10 years, somewhere within the next 10 years, Major League Baseball says, okay, we're going to put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame to recognize his hits. If I was the Pete Rose family, none of them should go.
yeah. I was gonna
Don't
say
even
this.
don't even bother
Yeah,
going
don't
to Cooperstown.
acknowledge,
Don't
yeah.
acknowledge it at
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
And so they'll have to get up there and do a presentation to nobody.
yeah, yeah.
But I don't know what they're thinking. Maybe they have better hearts than me. I don't know.
Yeah, bite your nose, just bite your face. No?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I know. But I can't
Or
believe.
they could make a nice statement. The family could get up there and their person.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This should have been done
I
20
know,
years
2
ago.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing.
Or finally recognizing.
Yes,
you know,
finally
or
is
something,
right.
Yeah, to that effect.
But it's too bad that that Major League Baseball could never say, okay, one, we made a mistake. We shouldn't have given him a lifetime ban. 10 years would have been fine.
Yeah,
Maybe 20.
yeah.
And then he's still going to gone in, and he still could have been there to get the acknowledgement. But now that'll
Yeah.
never happen.
Yeah, well, I think it's a shame sometimes we wait for people to die to give them accolades,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
yeah.
All right. Moving on from Pete Rose, keeping it with sports for just a minute, though. Big game this Sunday. They're not the two worst teams. Carolina hasn't won a game yet, so there we go. They're 0-4. So
Really?
the 1-3 Patriots take on the 1-3 Dolphins
Yeah.
in Foxborough. So we should be the favorite by at least 3 points. So we'll see. This coming game is really the deciding game of how the season's going to go. If they can't win at home against the Dolphins, who are not very good, and we're not very good, but it'll show where the rest of the season is going to go. And so I'm looking for a victory, obviously, this coming Sunday, but who knows? Who knows
To
what
ask the
what'll
question, do you think they'll put the young man in?
happen. No, and I know I listen to the big Boston sports stations, and both of them say you got to put him in now. Put him in now. Why not? Because Jacoby's not the guy. I'm like, but what's the point? What's the point of putting him in now? Are we gonna turn him into another Mac Jones? Who's just gonna be scared and
Beat up.
beat up and say and just ruin him? I don't see the point of that.
Yeah.
Wait until the way things are going. I think Jacoby's going to get hurt sometime in the next couple of weeks, and then we'll have to put him in. Okay, we'll go from there. So, should they put Drake May in, Ed?
I don't think so.
No, same reason I'm thinking, or
Right,
just
same reason.
Okay.
They can't protect Jacoby.
They're
How
not
are they
gonna
going to
protect
protect him?
I know they're not going to be able to, and they lost on Sunday to the San Francisco, but it seems like the 49ers were trying to give us the game. There were so many penalties. It took
Yes,
San
I saw
Francisco
that,
3
yeah.
tries to get a touchdown.
Yeah.
right.
And because they kept screwing things up. I'm
Yeah.
like, I go, they're giving us the game. I
Yeah.
said, we got to take advantage of this. Of course, they didn't, of course, but oh well. So,
We will see.
but a nice 63-yard field goal. I
Yes,
did like
that
seeing
was
that.
nice.
Red Sox have come to an end, Linda.
Yes, they have.
81-81 in this fine season.
Yeah, but that's better than last year.
It is better than last year. Last year was a losing season, so this
Yeah.
year's a winning season. But you know what the problem was? Well, one of the problems, losing season at Fenway Park.
Yes.
They had more wins on the road.
Yes,
They had a better
did.
record, I should say, on the road than they did at Fenway Park.
But
And that's
some-
2 years in a row.
But something seems to happen to them after the All-Star game.
It
Because
happened
they-
this year.
It happened
Yeah.
again. Didn't it happen last year too? And again this year, it seems that something happened. They were doing fine.
Yeah, and the All-Star break comes,
And
and
then
they
the
come out
All-Star break
and
and-
stumble and fall
Yeah.
flat in their face.
But you're
so-
right. They lose at home. Who-
Yeah,
Why?
if you're going to be an All-Star team, not an All-Star team, if you're going to be a playoff team, you got to have a winning record at home.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's another. Speaking of baseball, we knew it was coming. It took a long time, but we traded Chris Sale to the Atlanta Braves, and he had a great season.
Yeah.
He's going to win the Cy Young,
Yeah.
and he won their Triple Crown.
Yeah.
Most wins, most strikeouts, lowest ERA. They're in the playoffs. Now he's hurt. Back spasms. They don't know if he's going to play in the playoffs.
What was the difference? Do you think that he could win there and not?
I don't know if it
He
was
was
warmer
terrible.
down there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the deal was. Very unlucky up here.
Yeah.
He fell off his bicycle
Yeah, that too.
around here, and one time he was out pitching on the mound and got hit in his finger by a
Yeah.
line drive. I
Yeah.
mean, that is just dumb luck.
Yeah.
You just can't plan on that. You can't get out of the way of it. So, didn't happen down there in Atlanta. But now he's hurt. So
Now he's hurt.
we knew it would happen.
Yeah.
So I don't know how well they're going to do.
He's a guy. He gets hurt a lot.
Well, I was waiting for it all year.
All year.
And all year he stayed healthy.
Stayed healthy,
all
yeah.
year down in Atlanta. Goes, it figures. But now he's hurt.
Now he's
so we'll
hurt.
see if he comes out of this. And on to one more sport is the Boston Bruins. It's between with their goalie Jeremy Swayman. I don't know if you heard Cam Neely yesterday.
Yeah.
Said, why haven't you? What's going on with negotiations?
Mm-hmm.
He said, I don't know. But there's 64 million reasons why he should be playing for us.
Yeah.
They offered him a contract for $64 million,
Yes, yeah.
and they said Swayman turned him down. Now, but did you also see Swayman's agent came out and said they never offered us $64 million?
Oh.
And so he said he released that to the press. So now it comes down to it's a he said she said.
He says,
And
yeah.
who do you believe?
But he was really good. He's
Yes,
really
he was.
good.
So
Swayman
they've
was-
already named their opening day goalie is going to be some guy you haven't even heard of.
Oh, really?
Well, if Swayman
Well,
comes
is it
back
definite
today,
that he left?
no,
That he
no,
didn't accept.
He's
oh.
just. Yes, it's definitely he didn't accept the package. He's still with the Bruins.
Oh, okay.
He's just not reporting to camp
Oh,
because he wants another contract.
oh.
But he's not with another team.
No, okay.
So-
Because they should hold on to
It's
him.
still,
He's very good.
It's still hurry up and wait, but they
Yeah.
can't get together on
Yeah,
on
of
what he
course
should
not.
be paid.
Yeah. It's still amazing how much these athletes get, huh?
He was going to get 8 years.
It's crazy.
8 years.
It's crazy, isn't it?
That's what they were reporting
for
yesterday.
a game.
An 8-year contract
Yeah.
for $64 million.
That's outrageous.
$8 million a year,
Yeah.
and that's not enough.
Yeah, I know.
Got to feed the
But-
kids, you know.
Yeah. No, I know, but I mean, in all sports, they're athletes.
That's
they're playing
it's just crazy.
games.
Oh yeah,
You know.
it's a game. I know.
You know, I agree. Hockey is a tough sport, but wow.
And they get paid the less.
Yeah,
There's
huh?
something in their players' association. You can't. They offered him an 8-year deal. They can't offer him a 9-year deal or a 10-year deal. It's capped at 8 years. So I mean, they can go higher with the money.
Yeah.
But they can't go long. The
Longer,
contract can't go
yeah.
longer than that.
That's a long
like, wow.
contract. That's a long contract for a hockey
It
player.
is for a hockey player, but
Gosh,
he's 25.
Yeah, that. Oh,
So
yeah, okay. Yeah,
and so
yeah.
relatively young.
But he's also a goalie.
I know, but they also have the most padding.
Yeah, they do.
And they don't
yes.
usually don't get hurt as
Yeah,
badly as the other
yes,
players
they do. Yes,
So.
they do.
All right, that's enough sports for now. We'll move on to other things
Solved all the problems. Yeah.
of that week. Well, I don't know
They
about
need
that.
to
but-
listen to you, Joe.
I know. I
I'm
wish
just
I wish-
saying.
I wish they would. All right, and time for a second message from the Carew Investment Group, and then we'll take a break.
Okay, thanks again, Joe. Good morning again, everyone. Are you retired or retiring soon? Well, that's great. Congratulations. You may be retiring, but your money can't afford to retire. I'm Ed Carew of the Carew Investment Group at 2190 Mendon Road, Suite 3 in Cumberland. At the Carew Investment Group, we offer personal investment management of client money, especially from the proceeds of their 401k distribution after they leave the workforce. So to find out more about our services and for professional management of your investments, you can call me or Paul at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, thanks. And the Coffee and program will continue. You can call in your comments and questions at 766-1240. We have a note to get to when we come back.
For an Allstate agent, providing protection options that fit your life is something they take, well, personally. Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and helping customize protection to meet them. From bundling your home and auto insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage, your Allstate agent can help build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And just as important as learning what you need is learning what you don't. Because helping you get coverage you want with savings you deserve is what Allstate is all about. It's time to get coverage that's catered to you. Are you in good hands? Call Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, two locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. One telephone number, 765-5000. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
We're local and live at 99.5.
All right, it is Coffee and here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Linda Tebow and Ed Carew, and we got a note to get to, 766-1240, on a completely different topic. Who are we going to choose? And this is for president. All right. On one hand, we have Trump, an ex-president who has many felony indictments against him, as Carter has liver pills, and is considered a renegade and by many a dangerous man. On the other hand, we have Harris, an unqualified nominee who was thrusted into running by Biden's decision not to run. Can she fight with the big boys who want to duke it out in the trenches? Or perhaps a diplomatic approach by a woman in office will win her support by the voters in Congress. This caller says, my decision is not strong for either candidate, and I think many feel the same way, and that isn't good. So, I don't know. And I don't know if I ever explained it here on Coffee and to you two, because, and this is months ago, and before Harris was even running. And my daughter's going to vote for the first time, and for president. And she was like, I don't know who to vote for. This is between Biden and Trump back then. And I said, to try to make it easier for you, Jocelyn. I said, you got to pick one issue that's the most important issue to you. Economy, environment, the border, whatever. And figure out where you stand on that issue, your most important issue, and then take a look at the candidates and who stands with you on that one issue. That's who you vote for. Now her and I go and things may change as you get older. And they probably will. I said her biggest concern right now was abortion.
Women's rights.
She's 18. I can see that at her age. I said, okay, then you want Biden. Now you want Harris. I said, there you go. Decision made.
Yeah.
Now that may be simplistic. Maybe it's naive, but easiest way to figure it out, who to vote for. So,
Well, I think you're going to find a lot of women voting in that same way because of women's rights to choose.
And she's hitting that hard.
Oh, she surely is.
Yeah.
She surely is. Yeah.
Ed, you going to see that? You going to watch the VP
Yes.
debate tonight?
I will.
Okay. No audience. I am surprised that they're going to keep the mics open. I thought that was. I don't know why you're doing this, but okay. Although they do say we reserve the right to to shut them off.
Yes.
if it gets out of control.
Yeah.
I don't know how out of control it's going to get. CBS has it tonight. They're moderating, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's
Yeah,
CBS.
it's
Okay.
CBS, yeah, and they said they're not going to do the checks.
They're not doing the right.
They're
Oh,
not going
fact
to do
checks
the
during
fact
the-
checks, no.
Oh,
But,
okay.
but they're going to give you the code that you can check it yourself.
want.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know it's going to be interesting, I think, with those two is their military background.
Ooh,
Because
should
I
we-
think
Vance
I
should
think
bring
that
up.
should be interesting for both.
Yeah.
For both, and I think, yeah, well, just because I live with a veteran, they're looking at that.
Sure.
They're looking at that.
Okay.
Well, you're a veteran, Ed. You know.
Well, I hope. I just
yeah.
hope Vance stays away from the eating of the dogs and cats.
Well, I don't think he's going to be.
In
He's not
Michigan.
going to talk dogs and cats.
Okay, good,
No, I'm
good.
quite. You know.
Let's just stay
he's-
away from that
he's
whole
a little,
subject.
Yeah, I don't see him doing that, but I do. You know, they need to explain maybe their military background.
Okay. Here in Rhode Island, new polls out, and Harris leads Trump by double digits in Rhode
Well,
Island.
sure she does.
I mean, real no surprise there.
Yeah,
that's
really,
that's
really.
that's not a surprise. Probably Massachusetts.
I'm sure
too.
Massachusetts too.
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
have the latest polls
Yeah,
from
that's
Mass, but
not a
can't-
surprise.
it is not a surprise. So,
Yeah.
yes, you should go out and vote, even though Harris is ahead by a 2-1 vote. But she's probably going to take Rhode Island.
Oh shoot,
Yeah.
I'm almost positive,
Positive on
she
that?
will. Yeah.
All right. The other big story that we had from this morning is CVS Health is laying off close to 3,000 employees
Yes,
nationwide.
indeed.
Now, from what I read, it's not no pharmacists, no managers, no employees at the stores. It's all
Upper level.
corporate high level
Yeah.
stuff. And I was talking to Ed before, and is it a case, Ed, of CVS just taking on too much and not realizing what they got themselves into?
I think that has a lot to do with it. The last few years they bought Caremark, they bought Aetna, and they bought some kind of. They wanted to expand that Minute Clinic that they had,
Yeah.
so they bought into that. I think they own Oakmark or some kind of a
I don't know what Oakmark is.
a doctor's
Like a health
group.
organization? Yeah.
Was it
Doctors
Oak
Group
Street
in
Health? Did they buy
Oak Street Health, yeah.
Health?
Oh, they did?
they
Yeah,
own
yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
So I think the thinking was let's get involved with all aspects of healthcare so
Yeah.
that we're able to serve
Everybody?
for everything they need.
And
but
will it help their bottom line? as
Well, I'm sure that was the reason, but I
Uh-huh.
think what they've found out is that they're running into, and this is just my opinion
Mm-hmm.
because they're not going to tell me why they're going to break this back up again, but I think that like Aetna is an insurance company, and insurance companies are regulated by states. Medicare Advantage is regulated by federal. Some of the other things, they're dealing with a bunch of rules and regulations that are not compatible with each other to be run, in just one thing. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong on some of that, but that's what makes the most sense to me from what I know. So,
Yeah. And actually, yeah, because if you notice too, they were not CVS anymore. They were CVS Health.
yeah, right.
And then another thing that might have made a difference too, I think it was Medicaid. For their providers, they chose United Health and Neighborhood Health, not Oak Street. So, that might have made a little difference there as well. But yeah, they overexpanded.
All right.
Out of there, they probably should have stayed in their lane.
CVS spokesperson Mike DeAngelis said they're eliminating the jobs, and they citing, quote, continued disruption, regulatory pressures, and evolving consumer needs and expectations. It's kind of
So
vague.
the regulatory,
Yeah,
regulatory
that-
part is
exactly,
the-
to me,
the
Regulatory
regulatory.
pressures.
is the big thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the regulatory.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Are they got to spend more money on regulatory processes? Is that what the issue might be?
Well, it's like I said, I think they're dealing with rules and regulations that conflict.
Okay. All right. It doesn't say when these are going to take place, and now what are you hearing, Ed? Because they said a national news outlet reported that CVS board is considering breaking up the company.
Now, I heard that this morning, too. I
Oh,
mean,
that was just this morning.
Yeah,
Okay.
that just came out this morning.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we'll go back to Linda. Okay, CVS Pharmacy, just
Pharmacy.
dealing with the
Well,
retail stores,
yeah.
and CVS Health will be
Yeah.
their insurance
Yeah.
segment and like that, and
Yeah.
see where else they go from there. I don't know if that'll help them. But,
I don't know. I think it's going to be a tough. You go into the stores, not just them. Any of the pharmacy dispensers. There's nobody there. There's nobody working there.
Yeah,
You want help. You want to cash out, and the cashier is in aisle 4 packing something.
Yeah, right.
Well, we got-
exactly.
We got to go find them. But we got self
We got
checkouts. Well, you can
self-checkout.
take
Take-
a self
take care
checkout
of
and
yourself. Yeah.
tell you what to do with those.
yeah.
So I think they're going to have a really difficult time. The other thing is they've always been pushing for the last 2 or 3 years, if not longer, is delivery.
Of medications,
Of
or
medication
everything?
and everything.
Everything,
Yeah,
yeah.
they've got something like for $10 a month, and I don't belong to that, so I don't know all the details of it. But for $10 a month that you pay them, you have access to some benefits, which
So you-
include home deliveries, and things
the
like
products.
that. Yeah, so I don't know all about it, but I know that's there, and I know that I wasn't interested in it.
Well, that's going to take your your cashier has now got to come off the floor to go make a delivery.
Well, no,
Well,
I'm sure they've got
they must have
delivery
a
service
Door-
like,
yeah,
like
those
Uber,
DoorDash,
DoorDash, or
yeah.
somebody.
Okay.
That you can also call, put in your order online and go pick it up in 2 hours.
You can, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a pizza.
Right.
Somebody in the store is going to have to get that order ready for you.
Yeah. Yep.
I just don't know that some of the things that they've done, as they were announcing them, I was like scratching my head and saying, I don't know how this is going to work.
Yeah.
And the other thing, and I can't blame them in a way, so and not so much around here, but in a lot of areas, so much stuff is under lock and key.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That, you
and that's
wanna,
in all of this, a lot of this.
yeah, you want to buy something. Well,
gotta go
here it
get
is,
somebody.
and I need to press a help button for
Yeah.
somebody to hopefully to come
Yeah.
in the next 10 to 15 minutes, because I ain't gonna spend a day there trying to,
Yeah.
buy a $5 item.
Especially like razors and,
Yeah.
not
Razors.
things that have to be under lock and
So
key.
I
Yeah.
see a lot of problems, and
Yeah.
how do you fix them when you've been kind of chasing people away
Yeah.
from coming to the store by making deliveries and
Yeah.
pick up at the
Yeah.
door, and all this kind of stuff. I don't know.
It is, and too, if I think with all the pharmacies, but if there's a CVS, there's a Walgreens across the street.
It's always nearby.
No matter, it's like, how many pharmacies do you really need? That how
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they can all sustain themselves because there are so many of them. Doing the same thing.
One of the other things, not that it's behind lock and key, but some of the over-the-counter medications they have behind the counter
Well,
at the pharmacy.
Uh-huh.
So they got, sometimes it's pick the little card,
Yeah.
like Zyrtec or whatever, something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, and bring it to the pharmacy counter. Now you got to wait with all the pharmacy customers to get this. But sometimes the over-the-counter medication you want, the cards are out.
Yeah.
They haven't replenished them. They haven't brought them back out yet. So now you just got to stand over there and now ask
Yeah.
for what you want. And they're like, and then of course there's all different kinds of Zyrtec and things like that. Well, this one or this one or this one just takes a long time.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting.
yeah. So they didn't immediately disclose how many jobs will be cut here in Rhode Island, but company officials say they plan to file a layoff notice with the state next week, which means they're letting go at least 50. Because when you let
But
go
all
50 or
up a
more,
level.
yes.
Yeah.
But when you let go 50 or more, you got to let the state know first.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they do say the layoffs make up 1% of the company's overall workforce and will primarily be corporate roles that are cut. So the impacted employees will be notified this week. Layoffs come more than a year after CVS slashed 5,000 jobs to reduce expenses. So things are not going great here at Woonsocket-based CVS. So, all right. So we got to take another break here on the Coffee and Program, and it is time for a look at the weather forecast, which is being brought to you by Progressive Insurance.
More clouds than sun today with a high near 68 degrees and a breeze from the northeast. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, overnight low of 52. Wednesday's weather, mostly cloudy and 66. Thursday, mostly sunny and 72. Friday, mostly sunny and 75. Saturday, looks like a partly sunny sky with 72, but a 50% chance of a shower. Sunday, back to the sunshine, high of 69. And next Monday, mostly cloudy, high of 67 and a chance of a shower.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street with mostly cloudy skies. Looks like a lot of the fog is burned off. That's good. We have 60 degrees. Your small business keeps you on the go. Progressive Commercial Insurance keeps your policy within reach with their easy-to-use mobile app. Learn more at progressivecommercial.com.
When it comes to emergency service for plumbing and heating, you can't beat C.J. Nemus, 37 Corey Street in Woonsocket. C.J. Nemus offers over 15 years of experience and is licensed in both Rhode Island and Massachusetts. C.J. Nemus offers complete heating system service, plumbing, water heaters, plus drain and sewer cleaning. Remember that senior citizens receive a 10% discount. So give Charlie a call today at C.J. Nemus, 769-4776. They're registered with the Better Business Bureau. They're a master plumber with quality service. It's the only way and the best way. With C.J. Nemus, call today, 769-4776 for C.J. Nemus.
Hey, it's ON Radio's Cruisin' Bruce Palmer, and I'd love to have you join me every Saturday for the Saturday Block Party. We start at 4 o'clock when I open up the ON Music Vault for you to pick whatever you want to hear or send to somebody special. Yes, the good old radio request days are back. Join me for the Saturday Block Party, Saturdays from 4 until 7 on ON Radio and streaming online at WoonsocketRadio.com.
It's Coffee In here on the here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Linda Tebow and Ed Carew. We got another note to get to on a completely different subject. ESPN has reported that it averaged 1.2 million viewers for WNBA regular season games this year. That's up, according to ESPN, that's up 170% versus the year before. Now, of course, the reason, Ed,
That girl, Caitlin.
That girl.
Oh, that's right.
Caitlin
Yep,
Clark is
that's
right. Yeah.
Yep.
She's the draw. It was her debut, and in the middle of NFL Sunday games, so pretty impressive that their ratings were up so high. What's really odd is, and I remember when Larry Bird came into the NBA, and Magic Johnson came into the NBA, and Michael Jordan came into the NBA, and we were all told these guys are coming, and when they came, they're going to be big stars. These guys are really good, and watch for these guys to be big NBA stars. Okay, and they came in, and the other teams realized these guys would be big stars, and let's market the big stars. The same thing was told to the WNBA players. Caitlin Clark is coming. She's going to be our big star. She's better. Basically, she's better than all of you that's playing right now. Well, boy, some of the women players, they didn't like that at all. And have you seen what's happened to Caitlin?
Well, they were beating her up.
The flagrant fouls, the punching,
yeah.
when she's not looking, and it's like by different players on different teams. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And I've heard people talk about it, thinking, what's the matter with you people? You should be embracing your star.
Yeah.
She plays for the other team. Okay, play hard against her.
Yeah.
But how can you not recognize that this is the future of the WNBA, and you should be embracing her, that she is bringing so many more viewers and so many more fans to the game? It's because of her. How do you not recognize that?
Yeah.
And jealousy rearing its ugly head.
Yeah.
You know how women get, right, Linda?
No.
I don't want to be sexist about this,
no, but no, that could be part of it too. But when she got on the scene, I don't watch basketball, but because she was there, I did watch a couple.
Okay.
She's so much smaller than all those other women,
some of them are really tall.
I mean, she's little.
Well, she's quick.
She's very quick, and she's very talented.
And she passes really well.
She passes really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she does. But compared to those other gals, I'm like, whoa, honey, you're gonna get hurt. You
Well,
know?
yeah, that's why she
Yeah, she's
doesn't.
gonna-
She
she's
doesn't
gonna-
drive to the basket. She
Yeah.
takes her shots from the outside.
Yeah, she's.
But
yeah.
the beating up that she takes
Yeah,
usually is
no.
around mid court.
Well, I mean, and it's obvious.
It's so obvious.
It's obvious. They're picking on the little one, you know? Yeah.
I mean, they're just
yeah.
swinging at her. It's like,
Yeah.
wow, I can't
Yeah.
believe you are doing this to your. I can't believe anyone
Yeah.
would do this to Michael Jordan or Larry Bird, and of course that never happened.
Well,
with those
with
guys,
Michael Jordan, I don't think you're gonna, you know, with those guys, I don't think you're gonna mess with them.
no, you're not. So, all right. So other things going on down in Narragansett, police are investigating. They're just calling it a suspicious death.
That woman that died in her home.
Yes.
Yes,
It's just
yeah.
really odd. They reported to a house 1:30 Monday afternoon, and they took a suspect into custody. And they say the suspect is cooperating with police. That's it. That's all they've released so far. No names, no cause of death. Not has he been arrested for something, but they rule the death suspicious. Just a lot of questions of what's going on and when are we gonna know? But they haven't released anything. So you gotta keep on top of that to see what's going on there. And then we had an issue at West Warwick High School. You don't normally hear of this, but the West Warwick cheerleading coach has been suspended.
Oh, I think I did see that. Yeah.
There was a
Cheer
complaint,
coach, Yeah.
an anonymous complaint about her. It is a woman.
Yeah.
Taylor Gargano was placed on administrative leave on Friday, pending a Title IX investigation into alleged misconduct. I don't know. That could be anything.
It could be.
They don't go into details right now. The school officials down there say they understand the seriousness of the situation and are committed to ensuring a fair and comprehensive investigation. It doesn't say, it's an anonymous complaint, so does it come from a parent? Does it come from another student? Does it come from a student that has graduated? You really maybe should really look into what this woman's doing. And I think back to my own high school days. I don't even know if we even had cheerleading coaches. There had to be somebody that taught them, but
Well, I mean, I was a cheerleader many moons ago. I
Okay.
was Mount St. Charles cheerleader, and
was there a coach
no,
of some sort?
no, we kind of.
How'd you learn your cheers?
Well, what we did was I was a Mount cheerleader when I was a junior. That meant I would probably be captain when I was a senior, and I would take the knowledge I learned here
Okay.
and bring it here to the new people.
Yeah.
And we taught ourselves. We made up our own cheers. We
Okay.
got ourselves ready for competitions. But
Wow.
now.
Well, now it's big business.
Cheer is such a big business. The competitions and everything, they all have cheer coaches. Actually, I was a cheer coach for a while for a CYO cheering team.
Yeah.
So I guess it started, when I was a grown-up person.
So did-
Then I was a cheer coach for a while.
Did you
But-
make them run laps when they screwed up?
No, no. But nowadays, when you see this, it's amazing to me because in all of these sports, whether it's male or female, the coaches have to have a sports clearance. Even like in figure skating, any of the.
Well, you got to do a Corey check. a
They do.
background
They
check.
do the whole thing,
Yeah.
and you have to do that before you ever get either on the ice with the kid
Oh, yeah.
or with. So it's kind of surprising that these kind of things still happen,
Mm-hmm.
because they're carefully checked.
Right.
They're carefully checked,
Well,
and they all have to have insurance too. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
by the way, today in today's world, so it's interesting.
all right. You weren't a cheerleader at Mount, were you, Ed?
No.
No. Okay.
Did you play hockey?
No.
No.
All
The
right.
band.
Played
Not
the
the Mount
band,
band. I was busy with my own
Own
stuff.
band.
Oh, that's right too. You were, He was
So,
a star.
That's right.
Yeah,
So,
right.
hopefully it does come out and we find out
Yeah,
what the alleged
hopefully,
misconduct
Yeah.
was,
Well, I'm
and
sure
so
they'll find
you can make
out.
more.
Yeah.
We can make more informed decisions
Mm-hmm.
on that. So, okay. And then we had just an ugly situation in North Kingstown, where two 19-year-old men charged with sexually assaulting a 12-year-old girl.
Jeez.
And yeah, things like that should not happen. But they also did it through social media, and that's how they contacted her
Yeah.
and got her to come
Sure.
to where they were.
You know.
And it's like, jeez. And they did it through one of the social media sites called Snapchat. The girl and a friend met up with the men at a park in Coventry. How they ever got from Coventry to North Kingstown, or the other way around, I'm not sure.
The other way.
But they met in a Coventry park, and then they were driven to the Marine Road parking lot, which I think is in North Kingstown, where one of the girls was allegedly assaulted overnight Saturday. The girls called police. Officers found the suspects. I think from what else I've read on this, they said, yeah, they're camping in a tent on the beach. Not a very bright group. And so that's where the police found them, in their tent on the beach down there in North Kingstown. One of the suspects is from Massachusetts. The other's from Connecticut, and they each face multiple counts of child sexual assault. So, yeah, pretty bad. Now, it says 2 men, but they're really kids.
Well,
At 19. Yes, I know they were
yeah.
legal age and like that, but
Social media. Huh?
well, yeah, and it makes you wonder how many times they went out on the social media and which different
Which-
platforms
That's right.
before they found one that worked to get these 2 girls
Girls, yeah.
to come meet them. And what are they saying and what are they offering and what makes the girls say, yeah, okay, that's a good idea. Let me go meet these 2 strangers.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a crazy world, Ed.
I know.
And
Yeah. Progress is a matter of opinion, not a matter of
well,
fact.
that's right.
Things like this happen, you know.
So, what do you think about this? We had the story this morning. Teachers in Boston, all right, they're supporting a national call. They want federal funding for public schools. Yes, instead of the states funding the schools. You probably would have agreed with this when you were town administrator, Linda.
Yeah.
Oh well, will they give us more than what the state's giving? Then okay.
Well, we never qualified for much state aid anyway, so I don't think we would have
All right.
gotten any more on the
The
federal
teachers union in
level.
Boston said $200 billion in federal pandemic, which is ending, has helped ease budget deficits. But that money's going away.
gone.
Yes,
It's
but they
gone.
want it back now.
Sure they do.
Yeah. Additionally, teachers said they are frustrated with their stalled contract negotiations. They rallied yesterday morning outside 15 schools in the city before the start of classes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And you know, with that money that they got during COVID and everything and immediately after, it's always not a good idea to use that to fund extra positions.
Yeah, because how do you keep paying for
Because
it?
you have to remember what's going to happen once that's gone, and then how are you going to keep those positions in place? And
Right.
that's, I think that's what's happening with many of the states. They want to keep the positions that they put in place, and it's hard to do.
Ed, should funding for schools be a federal thing, or should we leave it at the states?
I think it should be with the states.
Okay.
I mean, if you're going to accept federal funding for the states, then don't complain about federal regulations on what you should teach.
That's true.
Well, they will tell you what to teach them.
Exactly. They'll
Yeah.
tell you what and
How
How,
and why. Well,
exactly.
maybe not even why, but
yeah, and they may set up the criteria for graduating and that kind of stuff. If you want to keep control over your own destiny in your own city, don't be accepting outside
money from the feds.
interference.
Exactly.
Well,
No, that's you're exactly right. Exactly.
But if you're not getting enough money
Yeah.
from the state,
Raise the taxes.
And they do. But Ed, if they did that, then we'd be paying twice:
yeah.
federal taxes and state taxes.
You're going to pay it anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it comes down to, do you want to pay $20 more in state tax? Or you want to pay $5 more in federal tax?
Well, I don't know the answer to all of that kind of
Well,
stuff. I'm not a politician, never wanted to be, and never will want to be. But you can't expect to get things from the the federal
Defense,
government,
okay.
and not have to do some of the things that they want you to do.
Exactly.
You know, it's not like
Okay.
it's not like, okay, here's a whole bunch of money, go do something that you'd like to do with
have
it.
fun.
Have fun. Yeah, exactly.
But see,
No,
that's what
that'll
happened
come with
after
stress.
COVID. They did give a ton, here, take this money.
This whole COVID
Yeah.
money was a fiasco,
Right, exactly.
which
Exactly.
contributed to the inflation that we
Right.
had.
Yeah.
And you could see it coming back
Oh,
then
yeah,
when they
you
gave
could
it up.
see
They
it.
said, all right, this is going to be a problem in a couple of years. Well, here
Yeah.
we are a couple of years later.
Right.
Problems.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
One more thing I want to get to before we take a break, and it's just not going to go away. Ed up in Massachusetts, the outgoing CEO of Stewart Healthcare is now suing Congress.
Yes.
I said, this is great.
I saw that. Yeah.
Ralph De La Torre has filed a lawsuit against a congressional committee that referred him for criminal charges. The Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee wants a contempt of Congress charge against De La Torre for ignoring a subpoena to testify about the collapse of Stewart Healthcare. De La Torre's resignation from the bankrupt company takes effect today or yesterday. I forget which day.
One or the other.
It's one
Yeah.
of the- either way, he's out of a job. So, but the story's going to go on because now he's filed this lawsuit against. And I've never heard of anyone filing a lawsuit against a congressional committee.
No, me neither.
This is new territory,
Uh-huh.
and I wonder where this one will go. So
Look, his attorneys filed it saying that it's in his Fifth Amendment rights of self-incrimination. It's against that.
okay, got a good constitutional lawyer with him. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, he might not end up testifying. So okay, and I wonder what the committee wants to know. I know he kept saying, he had the lavish lifestyle. He flew on private jets. He went to the Olympics to watch the equestrian horse jumping stuff. So, and I guess he said, well, how much money did you take out of the company before it went under? Kind of thing. So, all right, people want answers, and they might
I
not get
don't-
any from this guy.
No matter how much money he got out of it,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that it would have been approved by the board of directors.
Of Stewart Healthcare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. That's right. They would have
I
assigned
don't
what
think
his
he
pay
wrote
would have
himself a blank check.
been. All right. We're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program, but more coming your way. Comments and questions can still be called in at 766-1240.
The Valley Breeze has been a local news leader since its founding in 1996, and more people are reading our stories today than ever before. We believe our mission of making our community stronger by telling their stories is not just a tagline, but a way of life for our staff as they connect with you, our loyal readers and advertisers. Our team thanks you for always reading, always reaching out, and always helping toward our shared vision. Check out any of our 5 editions or visit valleybreeze.com for more.
Celebrate St. James CYO and Youth Ministry in Manville, Rhode Island. In honor of the parish's 150th anniversary, a CYO and Youth Ministry open house reunion will be held on Sunday, October 27th from 1 to 4 p.m. in the parish gym. Reconnect with friends and relive your favorite memories from sports, dances, plays, singing in the choir, and more. For more information, visit stjamesmanville.org. That's S-A-I-N-T, jamesmanville.org. Don't miss out. Spread the word and celebrate with us.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
All right, it is Coffee and on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow. And did you see the Securities and Exchange Commission that yesterday fined DraftKings?
No, I didn't see that.
They fined them $200,000.
Oh, yeah? What did they do wrong?
Well, and I looked at it, and I was talking with Dave about it, and I said, to DraftKings, that's not a lot of money.
No, it doesn't sound like... No.
Like, they can make that up in one Monday Night Football game. Well, it turns out their CEO, in July of 2023, I think, posted on his Twitter account at the time how great the company was doing and how great their earnings are going to be before the earnings became public.
Oh, he must have been in a quiet period.
Yes. And so the SEC...
Mustn't do that.
I go, isn't that everything against, isn't that insider trading
I was
information?
going to say that's kind of like insider
Well,
trade, not kind of
yes,
like it is.
It is. So,
Yeah.
but then I thought, this fine is really nothing. It's so, to us it's a lot of money, but
It's a
to
slap
them,
on the wrist,
I go, that's
yeah.
not a lot of money. people bet $200,000 on sporting events. I'm sure. So I'm like, they said, oh, fine, yeah, pay it. So that's what the SEC did yesterday. They fined them $200,000. So, all right. On to other more important things, like where should you go if you want to see the most UFO sightings? If you were to guess.
Utah.
No, Utah's not in the top 5, but you're kind of close.
Arizona.
It is Arizona. Arizona comes in twice. Phoenix, number 1, and Tucson, number 5.
Yeah.
Number 2 is what's surprising. New York City.
Really?
You'd think it'd be too bright in New
Yeah,
York City to
yeah.
see anything.
Yeah.
But there's crazies in New York City, so maybe they just call them in and report them anyway. So they say New York City.
They think they're saying.
Vegas comes in 3rd. That's not a surprise because it's so close to Area 51. And Portland, Oregon comes in 4th. So it's everything. Mostly it's everything out west except for New York City.
Yeah.
So
Mostly it's near military installations and nuclear power plants.
even New York City.
Near,
Yeah.
not in New York City, but
All right. I've always heard that about it's Area 51. Well, that's where they're testing out new jets.
Yeah.
And things like that. And
Yeah.
people, I've never seen that before, so
right, yeah.
it looks like a UFO to me. So okay.
Yeah.
So if you're like me, if you're bored and you got nothing better to do, I like to go on YouTube and pull up old music videos. I used to watch as a kid, and they're all still there. Okay, I'm not the only one who likes to do this. However, if you're wondering why suddenly you can't find some of your favorite music videos on YouTube, there's a contract dispute.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
CSAC is a performance rights group similar to ASCAP and BMI, but they're smaller. They affect radio stations too. We got to pay money to these guys, but they represent such acts that are a little more modern, like Green Day, Adele, Nirvana, REM, as well as songwriters who have written songs performed by like Beyonce and Nicki Minaj, among others. So, according to a statement YouTube sent to Variety website, the two sides were, quote, unable to reach an equitable agreement, unquote, before the contract expired. The statement went on to say, quote, they're hoping to reach a new deal as soon as possible. So if you like to look at Green Day videos or Beyonce on YouTube, you won't be able to find them. They just won't be there. It's gonna bum you out. Well, not you.
Not
but,
me.
but it's gonna bum some people.
Oh,
out.
sure it
It's
will.
like,
Sure
what
it
do you
will.
mean it's not there? I want to see it. Well. So let's see other things going on. That's most UFO sightings. Now this is a sad story out of Ohio. An Ohio man facing charges. Now he allegedly gave his wife a gun, which she used to take her own life. So they're charging him. Police say that on Sunday, police were called to the home where they found 81-year-old Maria Krupiansky dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Now, police say Maria and her husband, 71-year-old Michael Krupiansky, were drinking alcohol. They weren't having some Cokes. They were drinking alcohol. When Maria made a comment about taking her own life due to the anniversary of their daughter's suicide was coming up. Probably something she never got over. Michael is accused of then pulling out a gun and giving it to Maria in an attempt to call her bluff.
Ooh.
This is according to the police.
Ooh.
I double dog dare you to do it. And so now he faces charges of reckless homicide. I guess he's admitted to this.
Well,
This is what we were drinking, and this is what she said, and this is what I did. Thinking she wasn't going to do it.
that's really a sad.
I dare you to do it. I'll show you. I see you're all talking, no action, and that kind of thing. She went and did it. Wow, sad story there. And
very sad.
they're
Very sad.
in Ohio, so
Wow.
yikes. All right, let's see. Anything else? Anything fun going on? The mini moon enters Earth's orbit. Do you follow the astronomy?
that's
astronomy
that
stuff?
asteroid.
Yeah. You following that at all, Linda? Researchers call
I
it
heard of it. Yeah.
a mini moon, and it will be hanging around for nearly 2 months before heading back out on its journey in the solar system. It's really an asteroid, roughly the size of a bus, like a Ripta bus kind of thing, that size bus. It's a very dim object, pretty much ruling out the chances of spotting it with the naked eye. See, can't go out at night and just look up and see it.
It's
see
in
it
our
moving.
orbit for a while.
It's in the Earth's orbit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why they're calling it a mini moon. However, if you're nearby, a visit to an observatory with public access, you can take a look.
Okay.
So here we go. We're going to MIT, everybody.
Yeah, let's go.
Field trip to MIT.
Okay.
Actually, it's not a bad idea for the kids,
I know.
Yeah.
but I guess you'd have to go at night in order
Yeah.
to see it.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you want to see
So
the moon.
kind of
Would
tough
be-
during the day.
be helpful, wouldn't it?
Well, maybe
Mini moon.
Yeah, that's right. So well, maybe someone can film it.
We don't even see the maxi moon in the day very often.
But that's pretty cool that this asteroid is here, and it's weird that how in the Earth's gravitational pull and the moon's gravitational pull, it holds it for just it's going to hold it for 2 months and then let it go. Odd how that
Go
how
on
that,
your
that
way.
just works. Okay, we're
Get to
done
be-
with you.
Get to be a big moon, right?
We've seen you, and you're and we're all set. All right. Or your favorite governor, Ed?
And which one is this?
Gavin Newsom.
Oh,
Out there in California, all right? He's decided, he signed into law a bill. It prohibits private colleges and universities from giving special treatment or so-called legacy treatments to applicants with family connections to alumni or donors. Actually, I think this is kind of a good idea. It takes effect in September of 2025. The law signed by Newsom on Monday aims to promote fairness in the admissions process. The move makes California the second state after Maryland to prohibit legacy admissions at private colleges and universities. So,
I don't know if I agree with that.
well, if I guess it came down to we're down to one spot left in the freshman class, and it comes down to student A and student B. Well, student A is a legacy, so we give it to that person.
Well,
Is it fair- is that fair to student
How
B?
is that different from when we had to take, so many of this culture and so many of that culture and that heritage and that background? How is that different?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't.
That like the private colleges that have to take so many people of Hispanic.
Oh, take them in. Okay.
Take them in and take them in,
Yeah.
and so you might have an American, somebody from the United States, who is as smart, or if not smarter.
Yeah.
This one to fulfill their quota. This guy has to come in. So how is that different?
what's a legacy student? Is that from a family who donated a lot of money to the school?
Or you're an alumni.
Or you're an
Or
alumni.
alumni?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I went to this school, and now I want my son or daughter to go to
Yeah.
the same school.
Okay.
Yeah.
They should get in because I came here,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Well, I mean, they're a private school. They're a
Private
pri-
and public. This is for both.
Oh, well, but I mean, in a private school, but there you go with the regulations, right? But,
I'm sorry.
you know-
I'm sorry. It's not. It doesn't apply to public schools.
No, it
It's
applies
just
to
private
private
colleges and universities,
And
yeah.
you know, the thing is, I just kind of think it's a nice tradition when, that they probably, it costs a lot of money to go to a private school.
Oh yeah. 80 grand.
And you've been
if
there
not more.
If not more.
Yeah.
If not more.
Per year.
So you're there for 4 years and I think it's a nice perk and they're probably, or the families that have, they gave a wing or a room or,
Mm-hmm.
or this or that.
But let's look at it from the other side. There's
Yeah.
the person that is trying to go to school for the first time, and they've got good grades and can't get in because their family didn't have the means to give a wing or a
Well,
library to
right.
the school.
But go back to my quota thing too.
Okay.
I think that probably affects more people than legacies
All right.
because you must have this many of this and this many of that and this many of this and I personally, I believe the most qualified should
Should get it. Okay.
But if you're going to do that with legacies, then you need to get rid of the quota too.
All right. I think some schools are, but private
Well,
schools.
some have.
Private schools are different, though.
Yeah.
All right. Another thing Gavin Newsom has signed, Ed, California schools will no longer be allowed to sell food and drinks containing certain artificial food dyes like blue number 1, blue number 2, green number 3, red number 40, yellow 5, and yellow 6. The bill's author says the chemicals have an adverse impact on children's development and behavior. So Gavin Newsom signed the bill to promote healthier food choices in schools. The FDA says color additives are safe when used within regulations and that they are examining their effects on children's behavior. Does this affect M&Ms? That's what it comes down to.
Probably.
No M&Ms in the schools.
Anything
then.
that's got red dye in it.
That's
or-
right,
Yeah.
Or the yellow dye or the blue
yellow
dye.
dye. Yeah.
So I don't know what else they're. It doesn't say what foods this is affecting.
Does it make you wonder how we all survived?
How did we survive?
How did we survive?
Luck.
Yeah.
You know, I brought a sandwich to school every day,
yeah.
and no one fell over from peanut allergies. I don't know.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, this took place.
Yeah.
And you had a Twinkie at lunch, and it was delicious. And no one worried that it was yellow on the outside
Yeah.
and white on the
And
inside.
so many preservatives
and preservatives.
everywhere.
It just tasted good. That's all we cared
Yeah,
about.
you brought a bologna sandwich
Bologna
Bologna
sandwich, yeah.
sandwich.
that was sitting in your locker for 3 hours or
Right.
4 hours,
It
and you ate
wasn't-
it for lunch, and
Yeah.
it was not a
fine.
problem.
And I did tuna fish. I liked,
Okay.
I liked tuna fish.
Okay.
Tuna
Even
fish.
worse.
Even
Yeah,
worse, yeah.
And it was in,
Lots of mayonnaise. Huh?
it was in a little lunch box.
In a
So that-
bag that was not insulated.
Right, or well, I'm older. It was a lunch box, and when you
Okay.
opened it, all it smelled was tuna fish. But you did have a thermos of milk. We did have a
Okay,
thermos
you
of
did.
that
Did
was
it-
cold. That was
That's
thermos.
well, that was insulated. Okay.
Yeah, that was
But I
insulated.
used to like it. It was either bologna or ham.
Bologna, yeah.
And
My kids was ham. They liked ham.
and when you
Yeah.
got your lunch, I liked it because the cheese was melted, and I didn't have to do anything.
Your brother was
I'm like, all right.
look at you had a grilled ham and cheese.
It was a semi-grilled ham and cheese.
Semi-grilled,
Is what it
yeah.
turned
No,
out to
my
be.
kids
Wow.
liked ham too. Yeah.
Oh, it was delicious.
Yeah.
And you could only get those really in like the spring, in May and June.
Yeah.
In the winter time,
Yeah,
they
it was
stayed
cold,
cold.
yeah.
Yeah, really.
It's
Yeah.
a whole new
It was,
world.
it was
Whole
fine.
new
though.
world.
Oh, I know it is. All right, we got to go. That does it for the show for today. Thank you very much for listening in. Ed Crew, thanks for coming in.
Always a pleasure.
All right, Linda Tebow, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure as always.
I'm Joe Callahan. Have yourself a great day. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the Crew. Do your remembers at 9:30 here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. Police in Narragansett are investigating a suspicious death at a home on Inkbury Trail in Narragansett. Officials say a woman was found dead at the scene shortly before 1